Hello everyone and welcome to Friday Message. I've been thinking about solitude and quiet a bit recently, and I came across this prayer from our friend Edward Hayes' Prayers for a Planetary Pilgrim. And this is a prayer before silent prayer. Divine and hidden friend, I often feel that I fail at prayer. But I rejoice that your Spirit prays ceaselessly in the cellar of my heart. Grant me the grace to sit still, that I may hear the Spirit's silent song, ever flowing like a river deep within, singing my love for you. Quiet my restless heart, calm my roving, runaway mind, as now, in communion with all the earth and her many-colored children, I enter into the song of love, the prayer of stillness. Amen. I love the thought of stillness itself being a form of prayer. Just being still and quiet and getting in touch with the ever-flowing river of love within us, as Edward Hayes says. On that note, along those lines, I have a little passage from the book Reaching Out by Henry Nouwen. And this is a little passage on quiet time for God. Henry Nouwen says, "We simply need quiet time in the presence of God. Although we want to make all our time for God, we will never succeed if we do not reserve a minute, an hour, a morning, a day, a week, a month, or whatever period of time for God and God alone. This asks for much discipline and risk-taking because we always seem to have something more urgent to do. And just sitting there and doing nothing often disturbs us more than it helps. But there is no way around this. Being useless and silent in the presence of our God belongs at the core of all prayer. In the beginning, we often hear our own unruly inner voices more loudly than God's voice. This is at times very hard to tolerate, but slowly, very slowly, we discover that the silent time makes us quiet and deepens our awareness of ourselves and God. Then, very soon, we start missing these moments when we are deprived of them, and before we are fully aware of it, an inner momentum has developed that draws us more and more into silence and closer to that still point where God speaks to us." Very soon, we start missing these moments when we are deprived of them. And before we are fully aware of it, an inner momentum has developed that draws us more and more into silence and closer to that still point where God speaks to us. Solitude and silence, as I hear the roar of the saw outside the door working on the project, talking about solitude and stillness and quiet as ways of connecting with God, connecting with our Creator, our Redeemer, our Sustainer, connecting with that divine flow of love within us, just to free ourselves from the worries and the distractions and the busyness, the kind of unrelenting noise that is always going around us and sometimes within us, as Henry Nouwen suggests. To take time apart in a beautiful place, perhaps coming here to St. Michael's to spend a little time in quiet. The church doors are always open. This is a wonderful place to come for some quiet reflection, perhaps a place out in the beauty of nature. Perhaps it's in a moment when you're in between. I will sometimes try to do that in the car, to turn off the radio and to still the noise and to have a little quiet prayer time, even in the car, to kind of steal those moments in the midst of the busyness of life, to be reminding ourselves of our nearness to God and God's nearness to us in every moment. Also along the lines of time for quiet and contemplation, I want to remind you of our upcoming retreats, and there are 3 of them. There's a men's retreat and a women's retreat, and then we also have a parish retreat. Our parish retreat will be at the end of March with Bishop Brian Pryor, who is the retired bishop of the Episcopal Church in Minnesota. He will be here with us to lead us in a parish retreat right here at St. Michael's. So you can look at the upcoming edition of the Red Door for more information about each of those retreats that are coming up. I encourage you to sign up because those are wonderful times for solitude and silence and contemplation, but also for prayer and fellowship and enjoying each other. So check those out. A few announcements. Our coffee hour forum this Sunday at 9:30 will be a representative from the Immokalee Fair Housing Alliance, 9:30 on Sunday in the parish hall. They will be here to share with us a little bit about the Immokalee Fair Housing Alliance. That is also live streamed at 9:30, and you can view it afterwards on the live stream on our parish website. Just a reminder, in case it's on your calendar, that the Shared Scholar Lecture for this year, which was to happen on Monday, has been canceled due to COVID and the presenter not being able to travel at this time. So the Interfaith Shared Scholar Lecture has been canceled, but it will happen next January. And finally, our neighborhood gatherings for this week. The neighborhood gatherings have been wonderful. I encourage you, if you haven't already, to sign up for one. Our neighborhood gatherings this week, we have 2 in-person ones on Tuesday and Thursday, and then we're having a Zoom neighborhood gathering on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So 2 in-person, and the Wednesday one is on Zoom. Contact Susan Gonzalez in the parish office to sign up for a neighborhood gathering. Be safe and well, and God bless you.